Okay, so we've just listened to the BBC4 clip on Bob Nation, the debate that they had, and we are also going to look at some debate in science. So debating's quite an interesting pedagogical approach because you get different opinions, children get to investigate for themselves, and they also get to put their own points across. So we are going to have a debate about animal testing and see where the conclusion ends up. Okay, so we're going to look at animal testing and have a debate on three arguments for and against. So I'm going to be against animal testing and Kieran's going to be for animal testing, and his argument is first.
So my first argument is that animals suffer from similar diseases to humans, including cancer, TB, flu and asthma, which makes them the perfect model to test on to find cures for human illnesses.
Okay, so my answer to that would be that animals actually only get 2% of the same illnesses that humans get. So is there any point really in testing on animals when they don't get 98% of what humans get? So yeah, you can test all the main things, the main illnesses, but what about the 98% of the other things that they get? You can't test on animals for those, so what do you test on instead?
The second argument would be, thanks to animal research, primarily in mice, cancer survival rates have continued to rise over the past 2 decades.
Which is interesting, I would say, because the most common cancer that kills people is lung cancer, and that's typically caused by smoking. So how are you supposed to, give a mouse the same effect, the same cancer as lung cancer when they don't smoke, basically? And interestingly enough, mice actually don't get heart disease either. So that's another thing that you can't test on mice for, which is a big killer in humans.
So my third point would be nearly every Nobel laureate in physiology or medicine since 1901 has relied on animal data for the research. Animal data has also been responsible for many discoveries in medicine.
Okay, and my final argument to contradict what Ken's just said would be that despite many Nobel Prize winners going to vivisectors, which are places where they test on animals basically, only 45% of them would agree that animal experimentations are crucial. So 45% of them, only 45% think that they can't live without vivisectors test on animals, whereas Kieran's point was that nearly all of the Nobel Prize winners agreed that they had been using testing on animals. So there's quite a big difference there. So 55% of people don't think it's crucial, yet all of them still do tests on animals. So I don't think that Kieran has convinced me to be able to change my views on testing on animals. I still don't think that, despite the fact it can cure all these diseases, it still doesn't cure 98% of the things that humans will have. So I think my argument still stays that I would be against animal testing. I don't know if Kieran's opinion's changed at all.
My opinion remains the same. I am unswayed by your points.
So whereas you can see that there's benefits for animal testing, so for example the cancers and things, you can't test on animals for every single thing, so you can't rely on animals for testing all things. So you kind of have to just take each side and take good and bad things from each side.